Tulsi Gabbard has already fired more than 100 intelligence officers, but while that might sound like a lot, she says she has a good cause. It's because of their lewd, inappropriate conversations. She said they were sending horrible messages to each other, and so they had to be fired. No review, just gone, 100 of them. And so you might hear that and think, oh my God, what the hell were they doing that justified this? Well, it turns out that there's a lot of lying going on, and it's so Tulsi Gabbard. But as with so many terrible things happening, you can trace it back to Chris Rufo, who said that he had obtained logs from the NSA's secret transgender sex chat room in which these intelligence officials had discussed a bunch of things, which when you read it, you're like, oh my God, why are they talking about this? Genital castration, artificial vaginas, pee fetishes, sex polycules and gangbangs, all on government time. This is insane. And it would be if that's at all what had happened, but it didn't. And why would you expect that Chris Rufo would tell the truth? He's been very clear that he believes that you should lie to people to achieve your culture war identity politics goals. And that's again what he's doing here. That's not at all what these discussions were. It was some trans employees and other LGBTQ plus employees that used some of these chat rooms to talk about things like gender affirming care, the experience of having breasts removed or hair removal, or the experience of having breasts, I should say, and hair removal. There was a reference to breasts. Someone talked about getting their butt zapped by a laser. They weren't sexting each other. It was a discussion about hormone therapy and epilation. That's all it is. And so the specific things he references there, gangbangs, they don't actually appear in the logs that he has put forward. Pee fetishes, no, there was a reference to urination, not in a sexual context. He's just lying to you, hoping that you won't look into it. And so they don't actually have the evidence that they implied that they did, but Tulsi Gabbard doesn't care. Tulsi Gabbard wants to get rid of them. She doesn't want our intelligence services to function correctly. Donald Trump has no interest in that. And this is the perfect crime for Tulsi Gabbard because, as you know, she has been a raging homophobe her entire life. She used to be part of that anti-gay cult or whatever. And then she assured us for years, no, I'm not that way anymore. Not at all. What's the first thing she does once she's given a shred of power once again? Crusade against the LGBTQ plus community in pursuit of right-wing identity politics. That's what you've got out of Tulsi Gabbard, Francesca. What do you think?
I mean, it's wild, right? It's just wild persecution. And not persecution over anyone's political beliefs, but over one's identity. And that's all this is. She also obviously got rid of people who criticized her, which honestly, if you're working in an intelligence agency and Tulsi Gabbard, AKA Russian asset, is going to be the head of everything, you'd probably be a little concerned and be like, I don't know if she's qualified for all this. She's pretty good at surfing, not so good when it comes to being the director of national intelligence. So we knew this was happening and this was gonna come. And the other thing that they're doing with all these intelligence agencies is that they're purging them of so-called DEI programs. And those programs, we all understand, are anything that actually, number one, hires people of color, queer people, women, but also might investigate white nationalist organizations, the actual identity politics people, right? The people who are so obsessed with purity and whatnot. And we all know, Christopher Rufo, the head of the FBI, told us that the biggest, the greatest purveyors of violence right now are homegrown terrorists, right? Yep. Usually anti-government militias, white nationalists, on and on and on. We saw it in Charlottesville, we saw it on Jan 6. All those folks are now out of prison. So I don't know, it's truly chilling. And again, this is of course what she was gonna do. And I just can't imagine. I can't imagine being one of these people. And I also can't imagine being the person who is control F finding butt.
P, butt.
P, butt, laser,
hair,
breast.
Yeah.
Itties, that is definitely happening. That's all they're doing.
Yep, no, that's their life. Because again, I don't want to take us back to 2024, but they're awful. They're also deeply weird. Chris Rufo is a deeply strange, weird little creature. He leads a weird life, obsessed with other people's private life. And so they were fired. I'm not too worried about it though. I think that they will get their jobs back. You know why? Because I know that any minute JD Vance is is gonna sweep in and be like, I don't think that people's social media activity should ruin their life. Everyone needs to get off their back with the free speech. Remember, he was defending the normalized Indian hate guy, the guy saying violent racist things. And so I'm sure he'll be here to defend people's free speech rights on social media, right? See, he's got to be coming up any minute. Can we get an update when he actually appears? Because it's got to be coming any minute. Anyway, obviously, no, there is nothing they are faker on than the concept of free speech. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.